are others like Chris who prefer to be unique and customise their own style of transport, which can never be bought off the shelf. So Chris, how did you do this? I mean, what made you create this car?
What made me create it? Nothing really. I just read magazines with custom cars in it and decided I wanted to do one.
I've always been one of these people that doesn't like standard vehicles. I like to mess around with things. I can't leave nothing alone.
Okay.
And I started off basically with minis, playing with minis, and then went up and up and up and up. And then I got into Capris, and I've had this one now 18 years, and I just keep changing it. Unfortunately, I just can't leave it alone.
It's an evolutionist car, basically. Bought the car in '97 as just a rolling shell with half an engine, no gearbox, and a horrible interior. Now I bought a whole car for £5,000 with this engine in, which had lots of bills totaling around £11,000, and took the car and took it apart, took the engine out and various other bits and bobs, electrical parts, gearbox, rear axle parts as well, and then fitted it over a period of around 6 months into this car, into a Mark 1 1972 Mark 1 Capri.
Basically, inside the engine we've got, it's a half race engine. It's a big block Chevrolet. It's got pop-up piston, what we call forged pop-up pistons, cast iron crank, high lift cam, 1966 Chevy Chevelle heads, which have got what we call bathtub valve chambers that puts out a lot of high compression. You've got a 4-barrel carburettor. All helps.
And this is a lot newer technology. This is a full Cosworth engine with turbo, with fuel injection. And that means it's got an ECU, a brain, electronic fuel pump, and it's all controlled electronically rather than with your old carburetors. And
Right, this is a power plant, homegrown to 1973 Mustang V8. That's just a normal street carb with a few tuning bits done. It's had a little bit of bottom work done, nothing really to shout about. It's not highly tuned. It could be, but unfortunately I want to use it on the street. So the radiator was handmade for me by a company called Bryce Engineering, who do an absolutely brilliant job. Other than that, as you can see from where this is set, this is where the original bulkhead used to be. It's obviously been cut right out and tunnelled under to make room for the monster.
Was it hard to obtain these parts? I mean, how did you go about research and how long did it take you?
Oh, research, I just read magazines. I'm sort of, I'll do it myself.
Out of interest?
Yeah, I'll just strip things down and put back together again. If it works, it works. If it don't, we try again.
if you belong to like a Capri club or Ford club and things like that, you do get into the know where the parts for older cars come from, and performance parts as well. So you can look around and look in small ads and specialist magazines, that sort of thing, and you will find the parts eventually, but eventually quite easy rather than not particularly hard sort of thing.
What modifications have you carried out in this car?
Basically, what I've said is what it is. I mean, the engine pushes out something like 450 brake horse. It's got 455 pounds of torque, so it goes when it wants to.
Right, first thing is we've taken out the standard 1500 4-pot and put in a Mustang 302 V8. I've cut 15 inches out of the bulkhead, remade some of the floor, I had a friend put some chassis rails right through to the back, had Pro Street back end put in, changed the clocks to digital.
What about the tyres?
It's got standard size front tyres, which is 5.5 by 13.
Are they imported?
Yes. Obviously most of the stuff comes from America. The leader's actually done in this country. The rear tyres are 12.5 by 15s. As you can see, like most of the width of the tyres are actually inside. What's happened is you cut out the inner arches and put what they call Pro Street rear end on and shift everything inwards. So basically keep the same silhouette of the car.
Okay, have you put your car on a rolling road before?
No, I can't. The rear wheels are too wide, so they won't fit on the roller. So I've got a little problem there. So it's a case of just put the modifications into a computer and see what it comes up with, and I hope it's right.
Have you ever tried to outrun a brand name production car?
I've surprised on many more exotic and more expensive cars with this particular car.
I went to try. I did leave a Fiat Uno behind once.
Okay.
Was it a Uno or Punto? I can't remember which it was, but I know it was tried to be quick. I didn't see him after I left the lights.
Okay, so this is pretty much a family car.
It is, yeah, we go shopping. We do whatever we can. Go and visit the parents down in Portsmouth.
Yeah, you can drive it on the street, you can go and do your shopping in it. It's very easily, and if you're not bringing the turbo on boost, then it's quite economical as well on fuel. But once the other side, the evil side to it, is that once you give it a bit of throttle and the turbo does come on boost, then it goes.
I mean, do you get people staring at you when you're on the road?
Yeah, I do. I get told I'm big-headed. I do. Tendency of looking around to see who's looking at me. So.
To be honest with you, not really, because it doesn't look from the outside. It doesn't look that modified.
Okay.
So consequently, a lot of people just think it's an old classic Mark 1 Capri. So a sleeper, yeah, that's it, a sleeper. So then you can surprise them.
You think you're big-headed?
No.
Okay.
Never.
Okay. So you're satisfied with what you've produced there?
Yeah, well happy.
Yes, yeah.
And you don't want to make any more changes?
The next change will probably be to redo the bodywork.
I want to put just a few more little bits and pieces on it. I don't really want to spend much more on this car. Basically, it's come to the end of the life because it doesn't do what I really want it to do. I really would like a rod, and eventually I will be buying a rod and rebuilding.
How much is the cost of this car?
Oh, it's cost me a fortune.
Around the 6,000 to 7,000 mark.
When I originally bought it, it had an engine mounted and no interior, and I think it was £400, and I've just added to it from there really.
I don't know, really. I've never added it up. I mean, I've never actually sat down and worked out. I mean, time-wise and sort of building it wise, it's just taken me years. So.
Since I first bought it and the evolution started, I would guesstimate I've probably spent 15,000, maybe a little bit more.
So how much would it be worth today?
Depends on who wants to buy it. I mean, it's insured for £8 grand. If it's somebody that's in the customising, they might go up to 12, but I don't think I'll ever sell it. I'll probably be buried in it. You never know.
It's obviously worth what other people pay for it, because what I paid for it, no one will pay. You never get your money back. So unfortunately, it's my labour of love. I love it to death. I mean, the cost is not a problem.
Have you always been a car fanatic, or...?
Just a hobby.
Yes, I have, yeah. It's a way of life rather than just a hobby. It's the whole thing is a car, and this car and a couple of other cars, and it's just the way of life, basically.
Yeah, it's a labour of love, I suppose. Apart from the missus, I've got. I mustn't say that too much. She might get jealous, but no, it's good fun.
How did you find the track race?
That was good. That was good fun. It was nice to race and really give it some without having to worry about speed cameras or police or anything like that. Yeah, it was very good fun. I enjoyed myself out there.
I mean, obviously it's a bit wet here today, but I'm sure you didn't have any problems.
No, that made it even more enjoyable.
Quite a bit slippery, but yeah, good fun.
Okay. What speed are you driving at?
I actually got to 110 before the end, so it wasn't too bad.